Manchester United are replacing Old Trafford, their home for 115 years, with a brand new 100,000-seat stadium costing £2 billion. It would be the largest club stadium in the UK, designed by the architect behind the Berlin Reichstag. But with no funding secured, a £400 million land dispute, and costs potentially hitting £3 billion, this dream could be on the verge of collapse. Let's get started. History and context. Old Trafford has been the home of Manchester United since the 19th of February 1910, making it one of the oldest football grounds in the world. The stadium's origins trace back to 1902, when club president John Henry Davies took control of a club rooted to the bottom of the second division, playing at a dilapidated ground in Bank Street, Clayton. Davies immediately began planning something grander. In 1909, he commissioned the renowned Scottish architect Archibald Leach, the same man behind Craven Cottage and White Hart Lane, with a simple but sweeping brief: create the finest stadium in the north. Leach delivered. Old Trafford opened with an original capacity of approximately 80,000, featuring a covered main stand with 12,000 seats and open terracing on 3 sides. A journalist present at the opening described it as the most handsome, the most spacious, and the most remarkable arena I have ever seen. On March the 25th, 1939, the stadium recorded its all-time attendance of 76,962 during an FA Cup semi-final. Just 2 years later, German bombing raids caused extensive damage, forcing Manchester United to share Main Road with local rivals Manchester City for 8 years. The post-war era brought gradual modernization. Old Trafford hosted fixtures at the 1966 FIFA World Cup, and improvements across the 1970s and 1980s updated the concourses and executive facilities. However, the Taylor Report following the 1989 Hillsborough disaster proved transformative. The mandatory all-seater conversion reduced Old Trafford's capacity to an all-time low of approximately 44,000 by the early 1990s. The club's resurgence under Sir Alex Ferguson demanded a rapid response. In 1995, the aging North Stand was demolished and replaced with a dramatic 3-tiered structure holding 25,500 fans, completed at a cost of £18.65 million in time for Euro 1996. Second tiers were added to the East and West stands through the late 1990s and early 2000s, pushing capacity past 68,000. The most recent expansion came in 2006, when upper-tier seating was added to the northwest and northeast corners, bringing Old Trafford to its current capacity of 74,244, the largest club stadium in the United Kingdom. That was also the last significant structural work carried out at the ground, nearly 2 decades ago. Since then, Old Trafford has aged visibly. The stadium developed a leaking roof, a problem that surfaced during a Premier League match against Arsenal in May 2024 and had recurred in 2012, 2019, and 2023. Reports of rodent sightings added further embarrassment. Meanwhile, rivals moved on. Tottenham Hotspur opened a 62,062-seat arena in 2019. Everton relocated to a brand new 52,888-seat ground in 2025. Old Trafford, once the envy of English football, was falling behind on every measure that matters. The answer to why lies in ownership. Following the Glazer family's leverage takeover in 2005, no major structural renovation was ever approved. In 19 years under Glazer control, Old Trafford received cosmetic updates at best. The problem: the financial damage is real. Manchester United currently generate approximately £110 million in matchday revenue per season, a figure that significantly underperforms what a modern, multi-use venue of this club's scale should deliver. Old Trafford's exclusion from the Euro 2028 host stadium list in 2023 was a defining moment. The ground was passed over not because of its heritage, but because the club could not confirm it would meet the required standard. The Old Trafford Regeneration Task Force, established under Lord Sebastian Coe, Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, former United captain Gary Neville, and a panel of fan representatives, studied both options in detail. When supporters were surveyed, 52% backed a new stadium over redevelopment. The task force's recommendation pointed in one direction: build new. The plan: In March 2025, Manchester United officially announced their intention to build a brand new 100,000-seat stadium adjacent to the current Old Trafford site, the largest club football stadium in the United Kingdom, surpassing Wembley's 90,000 capacity and the second largest football venue in Europe behind only the Camp Nou in Barcelona. The architectural firm appointed to deliver this vision is Foster Plus Partners, the British practice founded by Lord Norman Foster, responsible for landmarks including the Reichstag Dome in Berlin and London's 30 St. Mary Axe, better known as the Gherkin. Appointed in September 2024, Foster and Partners unveiled their design in March 2025. And it is unlike anything previously seen in English football. 3 soaring masts, drawn directly from Manchester United's Trident Club emblem, rise from the stadium structure, the central mast reaching 200 meters in height and featuring a public viewing platform. That would make it the tallest structure in Greater Manchester, surpassing the Beetham Tower at 169 meters and visible from approximately 40 miles away. The masts support a 126,000 square meter translucent canopy, a giant umbrella harvesting solar energy and rainwater and sheltering a vast public plaza below approximately twice the size of Trafalgar Square. Inside the bowl, the stadium carries a gross seating capacity of 104,000. Hospitality seating accounts for approximately 15.5% of the total, a significantly higher proportion than at current Old Trafford, substantially boosting per-match-day revenue. The pitch sits 15.9 meters below ground level, creating an intimate, steeply raked bowl engineered for atmosphere. The acoustic design of the canopy directs crowd noise back down into the stadium rather than dissipating it outward. Construction methodology is equally ambitious. Foster Plus Partners has proposed building the stadium from approximately 160 prefabricated modular components, manufactured off-site and transported via the Manchester Ship Canal directly to the site. That approach is estimated to cut total construction time from a typical 10 years to approximately 5. The wider master plan envisions 17,000 new residential homes, office and retail space, green public realm, and waterfront development along the Bridgewater Canal. Once the new ground opens, the existing Old Trafford is expected to be demolished, ending 115 years of history at the Theatre of Dreams. However, one element of the original design has come under financial scrutiny. Industry sources estimate that the tent-like canopy roof alone could add approximately £200 million to the overall construction cost. Reports in early 2026 indicated that Foster Plus Partners and the club were reviewing the scope of certain design elements in response to budget pressures, with the roof among those under discussion. No official changes have been confirmed. Timeline and financials. The official cost estimate stands at approximately £2 billion, confirmed by Chief Operating Officer Colette Roche. However, industry analysts warn that with construction inflation and the retention of the most ambitious design features, the final bill could exceed £3 billion. Financing remains the most significant unresolved question. Manchester United posted record revenues of £666.5 million in the financial year to June 2025, yet still recorded an overall loss of £33 million. Total borrowings reached £777 million as of December 2025, with football net debt hitting a new high of £1.047 billion. No external funding partner has been announced for the stadium. A land dispute with Freightliner, a rail company owning key parcels adjacent to the site, has also complicated progress. The club values that land at approximately £40 to £50 million. Freightliner's reported valuation stands at around £400 million, a gap of nearly tenfold. Manchester United's original ambition was to begin construction before the end of 2025 and open by 2030. Neither target is now considered realistic. Foster Plus Partners' 5-year build estimate places a more likely completion date in the range of 2031 to 2033. If delivered, the economic case is compelling. The project is projected to contribute £7.3 billion per year to the UK economy, create 92,000 new jobs, and attract 1.8 million additional visitors to Manchester annually. Manchester United's matchday revenue, currently around £110 million per season, could conservatively reach £180 to £200 million once a fully operational 100,000-seat venue is in place, a potential annual increase of £70 to £90 million.